So right now I'm looking for a trade, literally almost in the trade if we can get the candle confirmation. Okay, I'm in this trade now. So today, whilst this trade is going on, if we don't get stopped out immediately, I need to run, right? I have a lot to say and I've been holding it up for a minute, but right now I'm being forced. Okay, we've got beautiful volume, by the way. I'm being forced to kind of change how I trade or how I want to trade as a result of just the trading space. And I'm sure many of you can probably relate with the things I'm gonna state, but you know, just let me know in the comments if maybe you're going through these issues and stuff. But let's break it down. Okay, I'm already down 400. Maybe this isn't gonna last too long for this run. The way it's looking, looking a bit tired, but let's get into this. So the main issue I'm having is right now, brokers are basically low key. When I say brokers, I mean prop firms especially, kind of being forced to trade in a particular way to accommodate their rules. Fair enough, it's business, right? But I think it's still a bit ridiculous though. Because the main basis of things is if you're profitable, no matter how you trade, then shouldn't you be allowed to just trade that way anyway if you're making money? Like, let's be real. If you're gambling, it's only a matter of time before you don't make money anyway. So for those who are just making money, let them make money however they make money, right? We shouldn't be set to trade a certain way based on how the platform wants you to trade just so maybe they can copy your trades if you are profitable. I don't know. But for example, I trade on the M1. Here's the main issue, right? I trade on the M1 and trading on the M1 is very good for me. It suits me perfectly. The win rate is good. The RR is good. It's just my bread and butter. But there's so many headaches that I get. For example, I need to diversify, meaning I need different brokers. I'm not trying to just be stuck with one prop firm, because if one prop firm goes bust, it's GG's, right? But what I'm finding right now is either other prop firms, they have a low leverage, very low leverage. So meaning that if I'm trading on the M1, because the pips is usually very small, I have to use a lot of lot size, right? So this means that I have to use a high lot size basically, and a high lot size means using a bit more leverage depending on what it provides. So most prop firms provide 1 to 100, but there's some that just don't. So it means that it's a bit tricky. It's a bit more of a headache. So this forces me to kind of trade, maybe M5, M15, etc. just so you can use a smaller lot size. It's little things like that. It's like, why, bro? Because sometimes I'll take a trade and then the trade just doesn't enter, right? And the trade ends up winning and it just didn't enter because obviously it tells you high leverage, it just doesn't enter. So that's frustrating sometimes. Second pain, bro, is commissions. Holy, again, right? Commissions are wild. I get it's just a price to pay, and I say this a lot, but sometimes it's insane. It's ridiculous. Like, I'm supposed to lose 1k on a trade, bro. I'm down 1.5. That starts to compound. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I lost 2 trades, for example. I'm meant to lose 2k, now I've lost 3k. That's an extra 1% that I don't deserve to lose. So realistically, for someone who's meant to have a 10% drawdown, I'm realistically only having like 7. You see what I'm saying? Just because all these commissions and stuff is a bit insane. This trade, by the way, is nice. We're already up 1.3. By the way, this trade, let me just state something. This trade is on an MT. So I've been cooking, right? Because M1 is giving headaches. Even some of the students as well, they're going through it. Sometimes trades aren't entering for them. Sometimes they get to like phase 2 and then the prop firm will send them an email saying the way they trade, it looks like gambling, even though they are being consistent, like same losses, wins are similar, like the numbers are consistent. You can see it's very consistent. But because it's on M1, and sometimes we hit TP in literally 1 minute, sometimes we hit TP in 2 minutes, 30 seconds, they believe it's gambling, so they pretty much pack up your account. So it's not really fair on them. And obviously, after a while when you're doing trading, you also want to help people, let them also jump on a game and make money as well. But it's rough if they get to phase 2 and then they have to pack up the account because the prop firm just says nah. And I like to future-proof stuff, so we don't know what prop firms now are gonna have an issue in the future as well. So you want to make sure you have a system that realistically just, hopefully everyone's happy with. The only way to really trade the way I do consistently on the M1 is by having your own personal broker or using an actual personal account. So, but if you're trading M3, by the way, M3 still cooks, same thing. You won't have too much of an issue, but that's the point I'm making. You are forced to use in a higher time frame. It's annoying. It's annoying. Another issue is the pump fakes. The pump fakes obviously boils down to different brokers printing different things. This is always going to be a forex issue, but it's even more annoying on forex for those who are trading smaller time frames. If you're trading like a 1 hour, bro, it doesn't matter too much, because when you get your entry, you get your entry. There's less pump fakes. What I mean by pump fakes is when the wick is about to, you know, go past the previous wick, like a break of candle, and then it doesn't. Or on the broker, actually that made no sense. On the broker, basically, right, it's telling me it gave me a break of candle, but on TradingView it's telling me it didn't. There's more room for error on a smaller time frame with these stuff. Sometimes you enter a trade when you don't deserve to, you take a loss basically you didn't deserve, because like the broker shows you a fake confirmation when realistically that's not a confirmation. On a higher time frame you wouldn't have the issues as much. So it's like we're being forced to change time frames. So that's why this trade is on the M2. It's cooking right now. I've been cooking, bro. You know, no one really trades M1 on forex. Personally, I don't really see that many people. No one used to trade the M3 as well. I don't really see that many people. So now I'm trying to find that sweet spot, M2, where it's like, cool, we don't have any of these issues. Leverage, we're able to actually, you know, use most leverages. All right, we are about to hit TP, to be fair, but you guys get my issue, man. It's been jarring. Not really a fan of it. Like, I think I'm gonna leave in a hot sec. Yeah, TP hit, man. TP hit on TradingView, so I'm up. All right, so I'm just gonna also explain this trade to you guys real quick as well. But I'm sure you guys understand the pain I'm basically facing. It is annoying. Maybe some of you guys can relate. But anyway, let me not drag this too long. Just want to get this off my chest a little bit. So hopefully, if I can start cooking with the M2, you know, consistently, and everything works, like the system I use is just also as profitable on M2, which it should be, right? It should be. I took a trade earlier. This is on M2 right now. I took this earlier. Got a look at 1 hour on this, but obviously it's because I'm forward testing this at the moment. I actually forward test on prop firms because I'm able to kind of risk things properly, and there's a risk on the line rather than just doing it on demo. I prefer to do it on prop firms. So if I lose money, I'm actually losing money. You get what I mean? So yeah, I do some prop firms, but I'm forward testing right now just to see what the M1 is saying. If I'm getting that consistently and everything's smooth, then it will be a thing that I'm just doing consistently. But if you're in the academy, you get all the updates anyway. I'm still sending my trades as per usual. But here's the trade, right? Nice and simple. We had a break, consolidation for a while, right? We had a break, nice break, huge aggressive candle. I just waited for them to fill the gap in this case. So eventually price comes in, taps into the zone, massive rejection. This rejection alone tells me everything I need to know. And again, because it's on the M2, to be fair, it holds more weight than the M1, so you're more comfortable with, you know, entries. It's a bit more slower paced. And I was just looking for my 2R. Realistically, I could have held this trade for longer. Why? We had this consolidation. Price has been dropping for a while, right? So I feel like this is the beginning of the up move. So I really could have just dragged it because I had a very strong intuition they were just going to keep going up. But again, I was just kind of testing what the M2 was saying. So I was just trying to take my 2, you know, my 1 to 2 basically. So boom, boom, you know, very straightforward trade. Like if you look at what happened eventually, yeah, like it did, you know, what did this go up to? 1 to 3, but overall, very nice trade. Same bread and butter stuff that I take anyway. Nothing new to it. If you guys want to trade with me, link in the description. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a comment if you do understand my frustrations. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.